Welcome back, everyone. We're so glad that you chose to be with us this evening. And we want to say thank you to the ones that were able to join us last week. We had a great time together. And we're excited to be talking about some updates about our church that are up and coming.
Yeah, I really just wanted to take this opportunity to come in, and I put in the post the other day that if you watched any of the videos since we started doing this, that this was a good one to watch. And I think it's just an opportunity to celebrate, an opportunity to honor, and an opportunity to thank you for watching the videos. When we first started doing this live style, I know some of you described it as a podcast style, as it a service style, and sometimes we don't even know how to describe what we've done either. When we first moved, we moved to the Tampa Bay area back in January. So if you're new to this, your first video, we'll give you kind of a brief up to now, and then we'll explain why we're talking about this. When we moved back in January, we were on staff for 10 years, so we had been used to doing church every single week, and it was something for us. It was kind of like a fish out of water kind of thing. Like, what do we do now? Like, what do we do in this season? We knew that we were going to be in Tampa for a year before we started launching, having services every week. So Shannon and I began to talk about it, and we thought about this idea of doing a live style video where we talk, and sometimes just a devotion, sometimes it can feel a little more of a preaching style, but mostly conversation style, and doing some worship. And and we didn't really know how the response was going to be, right? You and I talked about this, that we didn't, if we had 4 or 5 people watch it, we didn't know, because we had really never been in that world of Facebook Lives and doing these different things. But we knew we wanted to stay connected, and one of the big reasons why we wanted to stay connected was you, the people, the ones who are watching today are probably in a large part, based off what I can tell, are people that have watched it from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And here we are, I think about 6 months of doing these videos. I look back at some of the content that we've been able to do, and I'm just blown away, because just on the YouTube side, I looked today and we've had over 30,000 views of videos of us just talking about our church and you sing so beautifully, and I'm just so proud of you that you have done this. And for you that don't know, Shanna, she has sang in front of thousands of people, but this scene, this space is not a space that you were super comfortable with. And I've watched you develop over the last several months and get more comfortable with a camera, get more comfortable talking with a mic, and I just want to tell you that you've done a great job and continue to do a great job. And so when we first decided to do these, we were met with some positive feedback. Mm-hmm. And we were met with some positive comments and remarks, and I just wanted to really, from the bottom of my heart, because when we walked into this particular section of the journey, we looked at this year, and we were able to divide it up into sections, and we knew this first section was going to be probably the most unique section, because we were in a space where we knew when our launch parties, when our interest meetings were going to start. They were going to start in August. So we knew that we had this gap in time where we were going to go to different churches, and we've been loved on by so many different churches, but we wanted to be able to continue to produce content and continue to be able to connect. And I really wanted to say thank you, and from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure Shannon will want to share in just a moment, but watching this each and every week, watching me stumble over my words sometimes, and but trying so hard to be able to produce something, and to be able to put a nugget or put a thought in your world that would encourage you, and that would be able to, that maybe would be in addition to what you already had, or maybe even some of the people that we have been able to meet online, and meet people in this area that started watching and staying connected with us, and learned more about church at South Shore through these videos. And so I'm just so thankful that you have stuck by us, and that you have watched, and it means so very much to us, because doing these videos and producing this content, if nobody were watching, it would be it wouldn't be as life-giving as it has been over the last 6 months. But thank you so much. And do you want to share anything on top of that?
Basically, just ditto what you said. We want to say thank you. I personally want to say thank you to everyone that has been watching since the beginning. Not only that, but when we first made the announcement, the ones that have supported us from the get-go, and that have encouraged us in every way possible, whether it be phone calls, text messages, Facebook comments on our church page, checking in with us, financially supporting us. There are many days that we feel so unworthy of God's favor and God's blessings, and it's because of each of you that have made this journey possible. And I just want to say I'm so thankful for each of you.
Yeah, when we made the decision to leave our previous church and previous city and come here, we'd use that whole metaphor about getting out of the boat. And I believe it was last week I referenced that there's a big difference between getting out of the boat and walking on the water. And I would have probably told you 7 months ago that they're the same thing, and they're not the same thing. And while we've been walking on water, even though like right now I'm looking at a camera, but but in my heart, I'm looking at the people that connect with us through these. And I just want you to know that while we've been walking on water, while we've been trying to take a step, your encouragement and your really leaning into this and linking arms with us has helped us walk on the water and help us continue to move forward. And so, like I said earlier, many of you have watched our videos we started weekly videos back in, I believe it was the beginning of March, and a lot of you have watched week in and week out, and you have been such an encouragement. And you may not have ever said a single word, but when we look back and see that you are there, your presence has been made known in our hearts. And I don't know if you even knew that. I don't know if you even knew that the fact that you had that your name popped up, that you were watching, that it encouraged us. But it did. Especially the ones that we saw week in and week out. And oh man, it means so much to us. And because when we started it was a way to stay connected to Hilton Head, our Hilton Head family. It was a way to stay connected to our Valdosta family. And that's really kind of how things began. Mm-hmm. And now we've been able to add some Tampa family in it, and that has meant a lot to us to see different people jump on. And I really just wanted to share that. Our journey, the next leg is beginning, and so with this style of video that we have done over the last 6 months, that journey's about to change a little bit. And we are now doing a lot more in-person things, which we are so excited about. We love you, and we love this camera that we're looking at, but we love being able to be around people a lot as well. So that is really kicking up really in 3 weeks. I think, is it 3 weeks at our first or is it 2.5? I don't think
2
it's
weeks.
Yeah, two or 3 weeks. And August 17th is the first one. So if you're on Tampa, August 17th, I want you to come to our launch party. Just comment, say something, let me know you're going to be there. Private message me, and I'd love to see you. We would love to see you. And but as that ramps up, weekly videos, especially devotional style, conversational style worship, that part of the journey is going to change. And that doesn't mean that we're going anywhere. That doesn't mean that we're not going to have content out there. That doesn't mean that you won't see our face. It'll just be in a different context. And I think often when one door closes another door, many doors open. And that's the way I see this happening. It's not going away completely. You'll still see us. You'll still see things on Facebook. They may be a lot more promotional things, or they may be a lot more about the launch of the church from this point now all the way until January. It's a massive ramp up in so many different ways. So we just wanted you to know that you won't have a weekly service of worship and a message and all that, but there will be different times where we're able to drop in a devotion or drop in some worship or drop in an update. And one of the things I'm excited to be able to present to you today is that because of what you have partnered with us, the way that you have partnered with us over the last several months, and many of you years at this point that have been a part of our journey, we want to continue that partnership. We want to make this more of less of viewing us, and we want it to be we want to be ministry partners with you. And in that way, we'll be able to give you some content, the more update content, more maybe text messages, emails, anything like that, just to let you know how things are going. We won't do it in a Facebook Live format. It'll be a different format. So with that being said, the best way to let us know that you want, I'm going to make it super, super, super easy. So if you're just leaning, so easy. This is the only thing that you have to do right now is just comment on this video with a thumbs up. Your thumbs up emoji, just give me that, and I'll make sure that you get on the list as a ministry partner of Church at South Shore, as a ministry partner of Donnie and Shanna. And with that, if I don't have the information that I need, the contact information I need, I'll reach out to you. But the only thing I'm asking you to do is give me a thumbs up on the comments, and that way I can make sure that you get put into the database that we'll be able to use for really kind of behind the scenes footage and some exclusive content that I really that I want you to know, because I know that you're invested and I know that you care, and I know that this journey that we're on matters to you and you matter to us. And so with that, I would like to just give me that thumbs up, and I'll make sure that you get put on the list, and we'll be able to provide some exciting updates, some exciting content that won't go out to everybody, that if you're a part of that it will go to you though. And you'll know how to pray for us. You'll know what's going on in our launch season. You'll know what's going on after we launch. And you don't have to be in Tampa to be a part of that list. You can be in primarily in Hilton Head, or primarily in Valdosta, or really any city. It doesn't matter. We want you to be a part of that, because this is an exciting season. As we continue to walk on the water, we know there are going to be so many different types of things that come into our world, and that we would love to know that because you're already invested, that you would be praying with us, and that we would be able to have this open forum where we share updates in our life, share updates in our ministry, share updates in our church, and to know that you're on the other side. And that will look like many different ways, but it will just not look on a mass scale of social media.
And for the ones that can't watch live whenever it comes on, they can still do it when they catch the replay, and we'll still reach out to them.
Yeah.
So just make sure, if you're not catching it right now, you can still hit the thumbs up whenever you watch the replay.
Absolutely. You could be watching this on Saturday, Sunday, the next week, and I'll make sure that I still check it to make sure that you're on the list. And I hope many of you are there, because we go back and we always look at the comments and all the people, and sometimes we're blown away at the people who comment and watch or share it or whatever it may be. So please do that. And I want you to really know that, and you think, you may think in your mind right now that somehow, some way, that it doesn't matter that you let us know that you want to be a part of this. It matters. You matter. Your presence, I promise you have no idea how your presence in these videos, and your presence knowing that you're on the other side of this watching, has mattered to us. It's helped us walk through a season where we're taking one step at a time and hoping that we don't sink, and walking on the water, going closer to Jesus, going closer to what he has for our life. So please, if you're invested in that, do that thumbs up, because the fact that what we're going to be able to provide to you, what we're going to be able to allow you to stay connected in this journey for the long run, I think it will encourage you. I know it'll encourage us, but I believe it'll also encourage you as the next weeks and months and hey, years. Let's just go ahead and say it. So I would love for you to do that. And I really, I know that some of you that it may, we don't want to change the way the style is going, but for us, we always knew this had a shelf life to do it in this exact format. But we wanted to do it as long as we possibly could, and we will continue. Content is important to us. Connection is important to us. Being able to share with you is important to us. And some of those will be video content, but it'll be private and may just be a direct link to you if you're on this specific list of people to keep you in the loop about how things are going. So I'd love for you to do that. Do you have anything else you want to share in this last style of this particular video for this season?
Just again, we want to say thank you for partnering with us in prayer and encouragement, financial support.
Yeah. This
journey would not be possible without God, first of all, but without you being obedient and encouraging us week in and week out. It would not be possible without you. So I just want to say thank you again. We love you.
Yeah, our vision for this church, this is not Donnie's church. This is not Donnie and Shanna's church. This is God's church. And we want you to be a part of this church, wherever you may live. I believe that you can be a part of it. I believe that you can be connected to this thing as it gets off the ground and continues to hopefully begin to reach a community. That's where our heart is. Our heart is to be able to encourage the body, encourage people in this community, knowing that they can be united with Jesus, that they can be lifted up into high places. They can be encouraged by the Word of God, and that we would be able to provide relationship as a church. People who are walking through life lonely, that they would be able to walk through life with friends. They would find friends, and they would be able to find freedom. They would be able to discover their purpose. They'd be able to make a difference. And that's so much about where we are today. And we want you to know that you have been a part of that for us, and we want you to continue to be a part of that for us. So please don't forget before you log off, or like Shanna said, at any point that you've watched this video, a thumbs up, and I will make sure that I get you added on that. And I cannot wait to share some of the content and the opportunities that we're going to be able to have for you to pray with us, to continue to walk with us through this entire church planting journey. And like Shanna said, we love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here again today, and we cannot wait to see you very, very soon.